There are so many options available for breads in the market. Sometimes you just don't understand which one to buy. Yeah, people often, pick up a bread and they will check the profile, fat, carbohydrate, sugars, calories, which is a good thing. You should check all this. But we often miss the hidden ingredients, the chemicals inside these breads, which are actually very harmful for you in the long run. And I'm going to tell you which are those chemicals that you need to be careful of. And this, I think, is the bread that I'm going to pick. This is organic loaf. And let's go home and I'll tell you why I picked up this bread.
Hey guys, I'm Jake. Welcome to NatureBeings. Let's strike a balance because when there is an imbalance, we don't like it. Alright guys, so in this video, I'm going to open up your eyes by giving you the list of all those harmful ingredients which are lurking in your bread and you've been eating them for so many years. And these very ingredients are making people old faster. They're making people sick. They are exposing people to the risk of cancer, tumors, type 2 diabetes, heart problems, cholesterol problems, high blood pressure, hypertension, and in case of women, hormonal fluctuations resulting in fibroids, PCODs. All these chemicals are there in our bread, and out of ignorance, we keep eating it. Make sure that you watch this video till the end so that next time when you buy your bread, you know that these chemicals are not going to cause any harm to you. Alright guys, so starting the list of all those harmful ingredients which are present in your bread and you're eating them every day. Starting the list with number 1, enriched wheat flour or unbleached wheat flour or bleached wheat flour. If you will pay attention next time when you buy your bread, this must be the first ingredient that you need to watch out for. So basically, what is enriched wheat flour? Even though the name sounds very healthy, right? Enriched wheat flour, but it is not. It is basically a refined form of wheat flour. So basically, in this refinement process, what they do is they remove the germ and bran, that is the fiber part of the wheat, and all you're left with is the endosperm part of the wheat. And during this refinement process, almost 70% of all the important nutrients, that is B vitamins and minerals, are lost. So all you're left with is a highly refined wheat flour. It is not whole wheat flour. And after that refinement process, what they do is they fortify it with adding some vitamins and minerals into it, and that's what they call enriched wheat flour. So at the end of the day, it is a highly refined wheat flour without any fiber. Now the problem with enriched wheat flour or refined wheat flour is that since it does not contain any fiber in it, so your body is going to break it down much faster and digestion process will start much faster, because of which your blood sugar level will rise faster. And in the long run, when you keep eating this bread made from this flour every day, your body is going to suffer from insulin resistance, and that insulin resistance is going to lead to so many problems like fatty liver disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, hormonal imbalances in case of women, especially fibroids and PCOD. So furthermore, because this flour is highly processed and does not contain any fiber, it's not gonna leave you satisfied or fuller, and you will start feeling hungry much faster, which will lead to eating more food, adding more calories, and increasing your body weight, resulting in obesity. Alright guys, so next time when you buy bread, make sure that the ingredient list clearly specifies that the bread contains whole wheat. If it says 100% wheat, it means it's not whole wheat. Like I said, wheat can be only endosperm, missing the fiber and vitamins and minerals. So you have to keep it in mind. It has to be whole wheat. Only then that bread is healthy for you. And don't fall prey to these gimmicks of these words like enriched wheat flour. There is nothing enriching in that. It's just refined wheat flour. Stay away from it. Second most common and most harmful ingredient in the bread is the hydrogenated vegetable oils. All right, guys. So, what are these hydrogenated vegetable oils? So, as you all know, that oil is liquid, correct, and bread is solid. So, this oil is used basically in the baking process of the bread. Now, oil must stay solid at room temperature, otherwise, it will go stale, correct? That's why uh, the vegetable oils or the oils which are used in baking process, they go through a process of refinement and get converted into hydrogenated vegetable oils, and that stays solid at room temperature, which increases the shelf life of the bread, and the bread would not go stale for a long time because due to this hydrogenated vegetable oil, the bread can becomes resistant to oxidation. Now, this will definitely increase the shelf life of the bread, but hydrogenated vegetables are bad trans fat. They increase bad cholesterol. They spoil your arteries and they causes inflammation throughout the body, which can result in type 2 diabetes. It can cause heart attack and it can cause high blood pressure, hypertension. I mean, just look at how many people these days are suffering from these issues. Have you ever wondered what is the reason for all of this? Because out of ignorance we just keep eating these things. Mostly people, when they look at bread, they look at the nutritional information, like, okay, this much fat, this much protein, this much carbohydrate, which is a good habit, you must. But you also need to pay attention to the ingredient list, what all other things are used in that bread which you don't need. So next time, stay away from hydrogenated vegetable oil in any bakery product that you want to eat. Next and most common ingredient that you will find are the mono and diglycerides dough conditioners. So basically, mono and diglycerides are man-made fats, and they are a cheaper alternative for lard or butter, which are more expensive. When you look at a naturally baked bread, it stays fresh for 1 day or maximum 2 days. But when you add mono and diglyceride as a dough conditioner in bread, it can stay fresh for a longer time on the supermarket shelf. Unfortunately, these mono and diglyceride fats are very harmful for our heart health. Even these fats are prepared by a process of partial hydrogenation, which is again trans fats, and that again is gonna spoil your cholesterol profile, your arteries, and your heart muscles as well. Now, these mono and diglyceride fats also causes inflammation at the cellular level, reducing the life of our cells, which leads to faster aging. I mean, just after the age of 40, 45, so many people start looking much more older than they should. And the reason are all these ingredients which are present in our food, and out of ignorance, we keep eating them. So, guys, make sure next time read it on the ingredient profile, mono and diglyceride. Stay away from it. Next harmful ingredient is benzoyl peroxide and calcium peroxide. Now, benzoyl peroxide has a long history of being used in the bakery products and in the food industry. It has been there for a long time. But benzoyl peroxide is a very powerful oxidant and it destroys all the nutrients present in our bread. It kills all the vitamin A, vitamin B, and folic acid present in the wheat flour, and benzoyl peroxide and calcium peroxide has been linked to liver problems in so many cases. I'm sure you must have heard about so many people these days complaining about non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Where do you think it is coming from? From all these benzoyl peroxide hidden in our bread. I mean, just think about it. If I'll ask you that, do you want to eat benzoyl peroxide? Are you gonna say yes? No. Of course, you will say, I don't want to eat it. I just want to eat my bread. So make sure that next time when you pick up your bread, read in the ingredient, is there any benzoyl peroxide or calcium peroxide used? Throw away that bread. Don't take it. Alright, moving on to the next ingredient, and this is a very common one these days, high fructose corn syrup. Now, guys, this one is a big red flag in my eyes. Of course, companies are using it as a cheaper alternative for table sugar. But this high fructose corn syrup is gonna increase triglycerides. It is going to spoil your insulin sensitivity and is gonna put you at the risk of heart disease. So make sure stay away from anything that contains high fructose corn syrup. Next is caramel coloring or artificial coloring. Now these caramel colorings are added to the bread loaf to increase the color density of brown bread or wheat bread or rye bread. Unfortunately, let me tell you that there are so many bread out there which looks like brown bread, but they are actually white bread, and they have been colored with caramel coloring just to make them look brown. And people think that okay, it's brown bread, and they eat it. But this caramel coloring, when it goes through the baking process, it produces so many other toxic chemicals which are cancerous and human carcinogens. Alright, moving further. Next one is azodi carbonamide. Now, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And I'm sure when you hear it, you must be wondering that why is it and why do I want to eat it? But can you believe that it is used in the bread to improve the texture of the dough and also to increase the rising during the baking process? Now, this very complicated to pronounce chemical azodi carbonamide or azodi carbonamide has been shown to cause tumors in lab rats. So please be careful. If the baking companies are using it, you have a choice to reject it. Watch out for this tumor causing chemical in your bread. Now, last but not the least, potassium bromate. Potassium bromate is a common oxidizing agent used to increase the texture of the dough and also to help in rising during the baking process. But this particular chemical has been linked to cancer and is banned in many countries. But even now, in some countries, it is being used. Now, you as a customer must be careful. Check for this particular cancer causing ingredient, potassium bromate. If the bread label says bromated wheat or potassium bromate specifically, please don't buy that bread. Alright guys, so that was the list of all those harmful ingredients which I watch out for every time I buy my bread. And remember, when you hear these names, ask yourself, do I want to eat all of this or I just want to eat bread? And let me tell you, there are breads available in the market. They might be a little bit expensive, but they don't contain all these harmful ingredients, which are eventually going to prove more expensive for your health. Alright everyone, so I hope this information would be useful to you for your health and the health of your family and friends. Share this video with everyone because I'm sure everyone loves eating bread. Let them stay healthy while they eat their bread. Okay, let me know in the comment section if you know of any other bad ingredients. It's good to share it with everyone. If you like this video, hit the like button. I'm gonna see you next time with another informational video. Till then, strike a balance.